Okay, good to see everybody. Happy kind of unofficial kickoff to summer, even though we're still in spring and it feels springy. We can officially wear white because it's after Memorial Day. So I'm gonna make the most of that the next few months. So finding a nice, comfortable, tall seat, you can scoot forward in your chair a little bit, rock side to side to really feel that play of weight on your sit bones. And then go ahead and release both sit bones down into your chair. Maybe even visualize that they're spreading a little bit. You're pressing down evenly. Peek down to see your feet. We're gonna want to make sure that our knees are lining up over our ankles. And then before we sit quietly, let's just go ahead and give the shoulders a little roll out here. You can kind of just notice what's going on. I did like 2 hours of ironing last night, so the right shoulder feels a little tight, and that's on me for letting it go that long. I learned my lesson. Probably not. You can start to roll forward. Yes, maybe I should probably teach myself how to iron left-handed just to even it out, but it would probably take even longer. All right, let's roll back again a few times and kind of like over exaggerate. So you're really lifting the shoulders up and then pressing them back, especially this part. Feel the shoulder blades start to squeeze as you release down. And that's kind of the position that we want to land in here in our Tadasana. Keep that feeling of that lift in the heart and chest, but bring your hands to your thighs. And maybe just slightly tuck your chin so it's at least parallel to the floor. Eyelids close here. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. And sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. Again, smooth, full, deep inhale. Open your mouth, let the breath go. Ha. One more time like that. Inhale, fill up. And exhale, ha. So lips seal here. You start to inhale through your nose. And then also exhale through your nose. And right away, your attention comes to that sound of your breath. You use it as a little tool to help quiet and focus the mind. Physically, you let this breath be soothing. It's like it's kind of combing out any tangles, cobwebs inside your body. You're just finding some space. You might visualize the inhale helping your spine to grow a little bit longer. And keep that length as you exhale, but just visualize that breath going down through your sit bones so it anchors you. So it's almost as though the breath is stretching us in both directions. Couple more moments here. If your attention has started to wander, sometimes that occurs with us out even being aware. If that's you, come back to that sound of your breath and maybe just challenging yourself to do that periodically. Just check in, notice if you've lost your attention, that thread of the breath. And just another moment or two here. Maybe you're just observing how your headspace is already shifted. So especially we do this together a lot. So it's almost like we've trained ourselves to drop into this place of stillness. And most of the time it happens pretty easily now. It feels pretty good. It's like it's creating space energetically, mentally, physically. From here, gently blink your eyes open, and we're going to move into some cat-cow. So hands anywhere on your thighs that feels good. We're going to inhale, rock forward on our sit bones. We're getting that arch in our lumbar. Sternum is gently lifting, so we're back bending. As you exhale, you rock in the opposite direction. Chin drops towards chest, so you're getting the extension of the spine, flexion rather. Inhale, arching. So this is where we're getting that extension. We're using those extensor muscles. Exhale, round in. And you continue like this. This could be a really good place to close your eyes again. And that can just be really nice. It helps us to bring the attention inward. When our eyes are opened, it's easy to get distracted, to start thinking about things, maybe to start comparing ourselves. Get really curious about how your spine is feeling today. What's going on? Does it feel good? Does it feel easy? Does it feel a little challenging? Maybe there's a little bit of both. So in addition to warming up the spine, hooking up movement with breath here, finding this nice sense of rhythm in our bodies. Soothing. It's like a full body stim. We're going to continue here a little bit longer. If you'd like to get the arms involved to start warming up the shoulder girdle, perhaps the next time you're coming forward, rocking forward, you can reach that right arm forward and just go as high as feels good. And you can release down as you exhale and do the opposite arm. Perhaps you want to start playing with both arms. As you're doing that, it might feel like you're getting a little more core engagement. And of course, you can always try any variation and then maybe decide like, hey, this isn't working for me today. Just go back to the spot that you were before. Good. So if you're doing both arms, do a couple more rounds. If you're doing alternate arms, just finish up on that left side. And then let's all come to a nice tall seat. And from here, we're going to just start to rock around. And just notice where you start to get sensation in these scoopy rolls. So I usually feel a lot of sensation, kind of outer hips, lower back area. You could really be feeling it anywhere though, just depending upon what's going on in your body. You can just let this movement feel really fluid. Nice work, everyone. Slowly, let's start to move in the opposite direction. Good, and then you can start to make these circles a little bit smaller. And just noticing how the weight shifts from one sit bone to the other until it's almost imperceptible. And you feel that weight evenly distributed. So you're sitting nice and tall. We're back in our Tadasana. All right, so let's release our arms by our sides. As you inhale, take the arms out wide. Plug those arm bones into the shoulder socket. Deep inhale here. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale back to center. And then exhale, twist to the right. Take a couple of breaths here. Extend through your fingertips. Feel that width across your heart and chest. Feel the shoulder blades kind of move in towards the thoracic spine. And then we're going to release our hands down so you can grab a piece of shirt behind you. Left hand can come to, probably for most of us, it's going to be our left thigh because we're just getting going here. If twisting is a little easier in your body, you certainly could bring your right hand to the outside of your right thigh. Both are really good. And then notice if the shoulders have started to creep up into your ears, soften them down. Find a little leverage here. So hand pressing against thigh to help drag this left side of your waist to your right a little more. Return to that rhythm of your breath. Good. And then from here, let's just drop our left ear towards our left shoulder. You might not have to drop very far at all before you start to feel a pretty intense stretch in that right side of your neck and those scalene muscles. So back out if you need to. A good indication that that's happened is if your breath kind of gets a little ragged. If you feel those shoulders getting really tense. A couple more breaths here. Maybe you're finding a little more release of that left ear towards your left shoulder. Good. Inhale, upright your head. As you exhale, you unwind here. Inhale, arms out to the sides. Good. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, center. And then we exhale, we twist to the left. We take a couple of breaths here. You're really extending through both arms, like you have a giant wing. And then again, just release your hands down. Probably right hand is going to be on that right thigh. Just pressing that hand to that leg to help you press this right shoulder head back. And then these right ribs are rocking to the left. Listen to that sound of your breath. And then from here, perhaps you start to drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Right away, I noticed that mine wanted to creep up, help out, because it's intense. The stretch goes into the left side of your neck. We're trying to keep that left shoulder blade releasing down the back as well. Get curious about how this side feels differently in your body than the other side. Maybe find a little more release of that right ear towards your right shoulder. And then let's go ahead and lift the head as you inhale. Exhale, unwind, come to center. So we're going to do another twist here. You might be doing exactly the same twist that we just did. So taking the wide arms, twisting around. Maybe you can go a little bit deeper this time. So the second option, and this is going to depend on what your setup looks like and what kind of chair you're in. So if you are in just a basic chair with no arms on either side, you might start to just bring your legs off to the right. And then from here, we're going to use our hands on the back of the chair to twist in. I want you to keep that left arm really nice and even, but you're going to press into that right hand. And it just goes to a slightly different place. Again, if you don't have a chair set up or it's not easy for you to shift to the right, just do that twist that we already did again. Make sure shoulders aren't going into ears. You can feel the shoulder blades squeezing in towards each other. Bring a little attention to your breath, especially that inhale. So when we get into these deep twists, it's a little harder to fill up. You might be moving towards bringing your gaze out over your right shoulder, whatever setup you're in. Good. One more deep inhale. Exhale, unwind. You'll make your way back to center and then off to the left. Or conversely, you can inhale, take the arms out wide and twist, but otherwise, you're going to start to bring your torso to face towards the back of your chair, maybe even a table or a desk in front of you. And then I want you to keep the right hand really nice and easy, but you're really pressing into that left hand. You're using that action to help you press that left shoulder head back. And then you're feeling those right ribs wrap towards your chair. So you might feel, if you're doing this twist with the back of the chair, you might feel it kind of in some slightly different places than we might otherwise. And keeping both shoulder blades releasing down. Couple more breaths here. Good. As you exhale, unwind. Make your way back to center. All right. So just a few times here. We're going to inhale all the way up. Arms coming up. Ooh, I lost my microphone. So hanging tight there. Stretching, stretching, keeping your breath smooth and easy. All right, here we go. And then as you exhale, you're just going to bring your hands to your thighs or your knees. Drop your chin towards your chest, roll in. And then you use the strength of your arms. Inhale, press up. Take the arms out and up. Good. And then exhale. Roll. It's kind of like a little, not a deep, deep forward fold, but kind of a little half forward fold. Inhale. Strength of the arms presses up. Arms reach out and up. This is kind of just like a little mini, we'll call it a quarter salute. And then exhale. Round in. You could think of this as kind of a slightly bigger cat-cow. Inhaling, pressing your hands to your thighs. Arms reach out and up. And then exhale, hinging forward at your waist. Rounding in. This time, just use your hands to help you press back up to your Tadasana, your mountain pose. Good. And then one final thing with the chair here. And again, depending upon your setup, you might have to like modify if this doesn't, you don't have the right sort of setup. I'm going to just turn sideways so you can see me. This is going to kind of like be like a mini Ustrasana. So grabbing something behind you, kind of scooting forward, and then you're just going to lean forward. So you're holding on with the chair and you lean as far forward as you can, but you keep your shoulder heads pressing back. Your sternum lifting towards your chest, and you might even play with dropping your chin towards your chest. You're going to get a nice stretch in the back of the neck. Attention comes back to your breath if you've lost that thread, that focus. Couple more breaths here. Good. Go ahead and lift your chin, lift your gaze. And then you can start to bend your elbows to come back to a nice tall seat. Beautiful. And then let's do a little more, just some neck and shoulder stretching. So Kind of warmed up the neck a little bit there, but let's go ahead and just drop our chin towards our chest from this nice Tadasana. And maybe it feels a little easier than it might otherwise after that pose we just did. So some days the neck, shoulders are more tight than they usually are. They usually carry quite a bit of tension, but some days can be a little worse. So if that's where you're at, just back out a little bit. Drop your chin less far. We're going to visit this place a few times. Things will start to open up, so we never have to force it. Visualize your breath going to the spots that are tight. It's combing out any tangles. It's creating some space, some ease. Keep those shoulders releasing, relaxing down as you inhale, lift your chin. And then exhale, dropping your right ear towards your right shoulder and not the other way around. Feeling the stretch through this left side of your neck. What's going on in your body today? Maybe you want to take your right hand to the top of your head, just apply a little easy pressure. You kind of control that, so you don't need to overdo it. And then from here, maybe pull slightly forward and just notice where that shifts. The stretch that you're getting in your left neck, left shoulder. And just keep your head where it's at, chin angling down, and release your right hand. And then as you exhale, it's like a little quarter turn, chin tucking to come back to center. And we hang out here again. Feel your shoulders landing over your sit bones. They're gently pressing back. They're releasing down. Is this position starting to feel a little easier? Good. Inhale, chin lifts. And then exhale. Drop that left ear to your left shoulder. Notice if any tension creeps in here. Your left shoulder starts to be helpful. How does this side feel different in your body? This might be plenty of stretch for you. If you'd like to apply a little weight, you can take your left hand on top of your head. You can always try it out, see if it's working. If it is, great. If it's not, don't do it. And then from here, just start to use the strength of your hand to drag your chin forward. This is in sensation shifts. If hand on the head is too much, don't do it. Good. Keep your head in the same position, but just release your left hand down. And then keeping your chin tucked, come back to center. A few more breaths here. So hopefully it feels like the back of the neck is starting to lengthen and open. Good. As you inhale, start to lift your chin. Let's give the shoulders another little roll out here. Kind of let all of that go. Kind of nod head, yes, and then no as well. All right, so we're gonna come into our eagle leg pose. We're gonna do some twisting and then we'll do our eagle arms. So a few things here. So as you know, you can just stay in Tadasana the whole time. So this setup that I'm in right now will work. If you would like to, and it's available to you, to take your right thigh over your left thigh, you might want to walk that left foot off to the right a little bit. And then we're going to cross that right thigh over our left. So from here, you can think outer hip squeezing in. You can use that image of corn cob holders coming to your outer hips. It doesn't hurt, I promise. Good. We're going to inhale, take the arms out wide. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Good. Inhale, center. And then exhale, we twist to the right. We take a couple of breaths here. So you've got this giant wingspan. Get our eagle legs. Good. Release hands down. So you grab that piece of chair behind you. Press your left hand into that right thigh. And then you're just using that leverage to press your shoulder heads back. So you have this lift of your sternum up towards the ceiling. It's that cobra pose feeling, back bend feeling, even as your left ribs are wrapping to the right. This is our little twisted eagle pose. I was paddling, stand-up paddleboarding this morning out at Bar Lake, which is a bird preserve. And there was this like teenage eagle out there who was, I think, singing, and it wasn't pretty, but he seemed, or she seemed to be very happy. I've never heard an eagle cawing out in the wild, so it was pretty exciting. If you feel the need to make a little noise in your little twisted eagle perch here, the sound is off. So have at it. All right, we got a couple more breaths. Can you put your attention down into your sit bones? Can you really press evenly? So that right one's probably a little bit lighter. As you root into your sit bones, can you feel that lengthening through the sides of your waist? Deep inhale. And then exhale, we're going to start to unwind. So this Left arm is on the bottom, so a little different than what we usually do, but you're going to give yourself a hug. So elbows are stacking. Good. And then they start to lift any amount. So you feel a little more stretch in the shoulders. So stay here like this. If you wanted to bring the backs of your hands to press or the palms to press, kind of pretzeling yourself a little more, you're welcome to do that. Good. So we are going to take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. It's going to feel a little different. You're going to have less movement with the arms like that. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Good. Inhale to center. And then exhale, twist to the right. So stay here upright like this, especially if you're enjoying the shoulder stretch and the twist. If you wanted to hinge forward at that angle, maybe your left elbow comes to your upper right thigh. Are the shoulders coming into your ears? If so, soften them down. Let's inhale, lift up. As we exhale, we come back to center. Take a nice deep inhale here. And then exhale, hinge forward down the center. So maybe your elbows rest on your knees. And just keep your gaze soft and gentle out in front of you. That's your drishti. So drishti in yoga is another tool that we have to help us quiet and focus the mind. And then final thing here, if you would like to go ahead and unravel the arms and just hang forward. You don't have to go far, but just a little deeper forward fold. It's kind of a really nice stretch into the inner thigh with the legs crossed like this. As you inhale, keep your spine kind of rounded as you roll up. So your head is the last thing to come up. Give those shoulders a little roll out. Nice work. And then we'll take our second side, which could look different than this first side. So as we come back to Tadasana, just know that you could just stay in this position and do more of the upper body work. That's absolutely fine. Otherwise, if you are wanting to, let's see, we're going to be crossing our left thigh over our right thigh. So maybe scooting that right thigh to the left a little bit. As much as possible, rooting down into both sit bones. Again, it feels like that left one is a little bit lighter, and it makes sense because we're lifting this leg. And you're trying to find that sense of evenness and symmetry. Thinking outer hip squeezing in. As that action happens, there's this lift of the belly, and then lengthening through the sides of your waist. Inhale, arms reach out wide. Feel those shoulder blades squeeze in towards each other. Exhale, activate, we twist left. Good, inhale back to center. Exhale, we twist right. Good, inhale, center. And then we exhale, twist to the left. Reach out, reach out, reach out. And then Release hands down. So you're kind of leveraging that left hand against the back of your chair. Right hand presses to that left thigh. So you're feeling this cobra pose in your upper body or camel pose. So pick your back bend poison, your favorite. Kind of just visualize that happening in your upper body. As you anchor down into that left sit bone a little more, as you use the leverage of your hands pressing into your chair and your leg, can you wrap those right ribs to the left a little more? And maybe the answer is no, but you kind of see it in your mind's eye. You bring a little attention back to your breath. You're really trying to fill up as much as possible on your inhale. You might find that being in the twisting configuration actually helps you to empty out a little more than you might ordinarily on your exhale. Good. So let's take a deep inhale here. Again, rooting into your sit bones, lengthening through the sides of your waist. And then exhale, start to bring your torso to face forward. We're going to give ourselves a hug. That left arm is going to be on top this time. So right arm on the bottom, elbows stacking here. And then they gently lift even as your shoulder blades are releasing towards your sit bones. Breath is smooth and steady. All right, so you can stay in this configuration with your arms. If you wanted to bring the backs of the hands to touch or the palms to press, you're welcome to go there. But then again, just remind yourself to lift the elbows. Nice, smooth, deep inhale. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist right. Good, inhale, center. And then we exhale, twist to the left. And just notice how this feels. So definitely the twisting makes it a little more intense. You start to feel stretching sensation in different places. Stay here like this if it feels good. If you wanted to hinge forward, you could do that. So perhaps that right elbow lands somewhere on that left thigh. And you keep kind of lifting those elbows even as you're in this twist. Can you keep pressing evenly into both sit bones? Can you keep your gaze, your drishti, soft and gentle? That's harder to do if the pose is feeling intense in your body. Right, so stay in the twist, but inhale, lift up. Exhale, bring your torso to face forward. Take a nice deep inhale here. And then we exhale, hinge forward. So a fuller version of our Garudasana eagle pose. And then again, you're welcome to stay here like this. If you wanted to unpretzel your arms and just let your fingertips hang down towards the floor. Maybe chin starts to drop towards chest. You might be feeling a really interesting stretch in the hips I am getting it in the inner thigh groin area as well with my legs like this in this forward fold. It's kind of nice. Good. As you inhale, you can keep your spine just rounding, your chin tucked towards your chest. You start to roll up, you're stacking your vertebra on top of each other one at a time. You might get a little bit of a head rush as you come up. And then give those shoulders another little roll out. Good. Uncross your left thigh. If you took that variation, we are quickly running out of time here. It's just flying by today. So let's come into some alternate nostril breathing, a little nadi shodhana. So I'm going to come a little closer. So let's just give the wrists a little roll out here. And then you can kind of bring your fingertips towards your wrists and then pull up. Good work. And we'll just do some jazz hand pops. So we're going to hope for fireworks. Come on, Zoom, firework us. Who knows what the secret thing is? Maybe it has to be July. I don't know. I do not know. Let's throw some thumbs up and see if Zoom will give us a thumbs up. Oh, fireworks. Maybe it's the thumbs up that does the fireworks. Okay, we got something. We're good. This feels like Zoom yoga enlightenment. We're just going to go with that. We're going to go with that. All right. So we'll use a little of both hands today. As you know, not too terribly picky about how you block your nostrils. So thumb and index, any finger work. If you like playing with the more traditional mudra, you're bending your second and third finger down. The ring finger and the pinky, it's like they become one. You find that bony part of your nose and then lower to the cartilage. The elbow here loves to like get involved. So you're just going to remind it to release down so your shoulders stay nice and heavy and relaxed. Go ahead and close your eyes, and then your left hand can just be resting on your left thigh. Smooth, full, deep inhale through both nostrils. Good. So let's block left, exhale right. Inhale right. Good. Block left, block right, exhale left. Inhale left. Good. Release your hand down. Inhale through both nostrils. Good. And then you're going to use your left hand. You're going to block your right nostril. Exhale left. Inhale left. Good. Block left. Exhale right. Release your left hand. Inhale through both. Use your right hand. Block left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Block right. Exhale left. Release your right hand. Inhale through both. Use your left hand. Block right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Block left, exhale right. Release left hand down, inhale through both. Use your right hand, block your left, exhale right. Inhale right. Block right, exhale left. Release left hand, inhale through both nostrils. All right, so you're going to use your left hand. I said it wrong on that side. Blocking right, exhale through your left. Inhale left. Block left, exhale right. Release left hand, inhale through both. Block left nostril with your right hand, exhale right. Inhale right. Block right, exhale left. Release right hand, inhale through both nostrils. Block right with your left hand, exhale left. Inhale left. Block left, exhale right. Release left, inhale through both. Use your right hand, block left, exhale right. Inhale right. Block right, exhale left. Release right hand, inhale through both. Left hand blocks right, exhale left. Inhale left. Good, block left, exhale right. Good. Release left hand, inhale through both. And then also exhale through both. And then we're going to move to some form of shavasana here. So you might just stay exactly where you're at, but you're going to change the feeling tone. You also might find a forward fold. That's really nice if there's like a desk or chair in front of you. You can find like a little supported child's pose. You're always welcome to come into a classic shavasana, so laying down on the floor. Whatever shape you find yourself in, invite in this idea of complete relaxation and surrender. Give your muscles permission not to grip, not to hold. So they've already worked really hard. Now they get to rest really hard. We become receptive. We start to invite the brain and the body to assimilate the work that they've done. And then we also just enjoy these final still moments. A little quiet goes a really long way. Shavasana. Asato ma satgamaya. Tamaso ma joyti gamaya. Mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. Let your next inhale be deeper. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go, ha. And then just start to bring some gentle movement back to your body. So wiggle, stretch, anything that feels good here. And then just landing with your hands in a pile on top of your heart. Send yourself love and gratitude. Send your body love and gratitude. We send each other love and gratitude. It's such a gift to be able to meet like this every week. And just promise yourself you're going to carry this good feeling with you into the rest of the day, week, weekend ahead. And finally, just bow your head with a smile. Beautiful work today, everybody. Thank you. We got our fireworks. That was a good yoga session when we can get our fireworks.